This is the Aldora Devlog. Let us begin. Okay, so when it comes towards everything from yesterday, I've implemented a ton more quests when it comes towards the game as a whole. For that matter, I will actually go on to say that we have added quite a few different types of things. So let's pretend to mount up and increase our speed, because we're going to need to beeline our way all the way over to the other side. Now, when it comes towards everything about that, I did Janis's farm and also Skrul's Outpost. Now, Skrul's Outpost isn't actually fully constructed to that effect. However, we do have all of the quest givers right there with our default person holding all of the different types of quests to go with that. So if we actually mount down, we can have a look. Arunda must know, meet Skrul in Arunda. So I added that one in. We do have the we have the taming the horse, tame Brett's horse. Now, I did mention that because one of the lads at work, Brett, it really goes with his character. So I was like, dude, I made you an NPC, and funnily enough, he actually was happy about that. The pelt for delivery. Now, pelt for delivery will be the quest line that gets you over towards the port of Marith, and it does it in a very subtle way by, first of all, I've got to set up the conditions for that quest, because there is one prior to that, and that is docks for the pelt, which is slay the bears. In order to do all that, I need to change one of them because it's saying the wrong tagline for all of that. And then we've got find the threat. Now, if you can see, I've got two of each one. That's because one of them is the description and one of them is the literal thing that you need to do. Now, the description will be implemented in lore, and then you can go on and so forth with all of that. So actually, following on to that, while we're over here, you'll be asked at Skrul's camp to actually find the orc ships in order to progress the storyline. Now, they're somewhere along the coastline. Now, I'm not going to actually specify where, however, they are there, and it will require me to make a little dinky boat type thing that is orc specific. So as we have the Urundir ships, I will need to make those. The thought occurred to me when I was doing all of my little things, like programming in all of these quests. And with that being said, that means that I need an asset list, because I'm going to need items, I'm going to need sprites, I'm going to need all of that. So it's cool having all of the quests to go into the actual area. However, when it goes about actually completing said quest, I'm going to need an asset list of what I actually need. So I did do that inside of Kernel. So if we pull up Kernel right now, we can have a look. And what I actually need is Orc Banners, an item, and then Warlord, I need a sprite, the Vicious Bile, and there's lots of different sprites. There's a couple of 3D models, which is a fishing boat and also an orc ship. So it's quite extensive. That it is basically covering pretty much all of the different types of quests that will be in the game to be implemented, as we've got more, like for the farm is 15 seeds onto the plot, which will bring it onto the farming profession. Remember, every quest is going to be mixed with all of the professions as well as everything. So in the demo, I want you to test and try everything. So that is one reason for that. And then you've got take out the rats and all that stuff, just to get you into like building out everything. Obviously, we need different types of plots and or farming area, so I left this nice little patch behind him in order to actually put the farming plots there. And then this is mainly the stable building for the cows. When it comes to our last one, I did add the other quest giver I did mention to everyone the other day, so let's beeline it over there. And if we jump and move, we do have the quest for the Vicious Bile, and that is take out the Vicious Bile. I really want some really cool animations. I do have the Vicious Bile already drawn up. However, remember, assets are not going to be constructed until I have formally created everything else. So that is one thing to bear in mind. So for today, when it comes towards all of these quests, we still have quite a fair amount of quests to add. We still have quite a fair amount of quests to actually add into the game. We have a lot of the ones in Erundir, we have the ones in Warden's Gate, and we also have the ones in Port of Marith. We do have all of the other little side ones that are out in the literal world, like the Furlong Forest one, where the Vicious Biles are. We do have some more to go into all of that. After that is done, I really want today to focus on the Erundir quests and trying to get those done, and then if I can and or have time today, I will try and get the Port of Marith and the Warden's Gate done at the exact same time. I'll try and see if I can get pretty much all of the quests sorted and done for today. Failing that, I will try and get that done for the following day, which should be easier in order to get all of that done. Needless to say, all of the quests shall be implemented by tomorrow evening, which should be good. That is the target, that is the goal. I want to get it done and I want to get implemented because I want to start making those assets. Alongside that, that is pretty much everything for today. I implemented the quest for Skrul's Outpost and also Janis' farm, along with the Vicious Bile quest line. Now, with the ships, I'm looking forward to constructing those ships. That's going to be fun. I really enjoy the 3D modelling inside of Unreal. We created the entire city with it. So I'm looking forward to playing around with that, trying to get those ships to look very orky. FYI, there will be spikes. The only other little addition that I actually did do before I actually sign off for today is I re-implemented the changing of multi-directionals. So if you wanted to strife or anything, yeah, I implemented it. So I attached it onto the animation when it comes towards the main character. And if we actually go into the walking mechanic, you can see that I've added 10 points of axes to this, and pretty much it will act accordingly like that, depending on which thing we actually go about. So we now can strife and add it like that, like you guys mentioned in the comments down below, and it actually works rather well, so thank you for that feedback. It really worked out really well. Any other additional feedback, I would love it if it's going to do something like that and make it feel a lot better as a game as a whole. Overall, thank you very much, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.